What have you done?
For 3 years, the girl kept collapsing. Doctors said it was stress,
Trauma. Grief.
her father spent millions trying to fix her. Specialists flown in from Switzerland, experimental therapies, private clinics with marble lobbies, and doctors who spoke in careful, expensive syllables. But the nanny realized something no one else did. The problem wasn't the child. It was the house. Not the memories inside it. Not the ghost of a mother who died too young. Not psychological. Not imagined. The house itself was killing her. Slowly. Methodically. In ways that left no fingerprints, no obvious clues. Just a child who kept fading, kept forgetting, kept collapsing in rooms that smelled like ocean air and success. The nanny had no medical degree.
No ve alt.
No power. But she had eyes. And she knew what it looked like when a place made you sick, because she'd seen it before, in a smaller house, with fewer zeros attached, where no one believed her then either. This time, she wouldn't stay quiet. Even if it cost her everything. Even if it meant going to war with a man who could erase her with a phone call. Because the girl was dying. And no one else was watching. Welcome to Revenge Unscripted. Before we continue, comment below and let us know where you're watching from. We love connecting with our community around the world. Leonard Cross built his fortune by seeing what others missed. Algorithms. Patterns in data. Weak signals buried in noise. He could predict market crashes, consumer behavior, the future itself, or so the magazine said. Forbes called him a visionary. TechCrunch called him unstoppable. But inside his own home, he was blind. His daughter Elena, once bright, curious, unstoppable, began fading after her mother's death. It started small. Dizziness at breakfast. Confusion about what day it was. Then blackouts. Sometimes she forgot entire conversations, entire afternoons. She'd wake up on the bathroom floor with no memory of falling. The best doctors blamed grief. They medicated her, sedated her, studied her brain like it was code to debug. Nothing worked. Leonard didn't know the truth yet. The danger wasn't in Elena's mind. It wasn't in her blood or her neurons or her broken little heart. It was in the walls around her, in the pipes beneath her feet, in the water she drank and the air she breathed. And the only person who noticed, who tracked the patterns no specialist thought to see, was the woman hired to watch her sleep. A nanny, an outsider. Someone Leonard barely looked at, until she saved his daughter's life. The house doesn't look like a killer. It looks like a dream. All glass and steel, cantilevered over the Pacific like a spaceship that landed softly and decided to stay. Minimalist. Flawless. Every surface chosen by designers who charge more than most people earn in a year. Leonard Cross had it built after his wife died. A monument to forward motion. To leaving the past behind. Elena was 5 when they moved in. Now she's 8. And she's disappearing. Not all at once. Not dramatically. Just fading. Her laughter used to echo through the house. Now, there's only silence. She used to run. Now she walks carefully, like the floor might give way. Leonard tells himself it's grief. That time will heal her. But time isn't healing anything. The episode started 6 months after they moved in. A stumble here. A headache there. Then the first collapse, in the kitchen, mid-sentence, like someone cut her power. The doctors found nothing. Psychological, they said. Trauma response.
Give it time.
So Leonard gave it time. He gave it money. He gave it everything except the one thing that mattered. Attention to what was right in front of him. The house his daughter lived in. The house that was killing her. Elena's third hospitalization happens on a Tuesday. She collapses during tutoring, just drops, mid-word, like a puppet with cut strings. Her tutor screams. Security calls 911. Leonard leaves a board meeting and meets the ambulance at Cedars-Sinai. The doctors run everything. MRI, CT scan, blood work, EEG. They check for epilepsy, tumors, metabolic disorders, rare genetic conditions with names Leonard can't pronounce. Everything comes back normal. She's healthy, the neurologist says, which feels like a sick joke. Then why does she keep collapsing? Leonard asks. The neurologist hesitates. Has she seen a therapist? Leonard stares at him. You think this is psychological. Trauma can manifest physically. Grief. Don't. Leonard's voice goes cold. Don't tell me my daughter is imagining this. But they do. Every specialist. Every clinic. They talk about conversion disorder, psychosomatic symptoms, the mind-body connection. They prescribe antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, therapy twice a week. Elena gets worse. The gaps in her memory widen. She forgets conversations, forgets days, wakes up confused about where she is. Leonard pours money into solutions. Specialists flown from Johns Hopkins. Experimental treatments. Private clinics in Switzerland. Nothing works. Because no one is asking the right question. They're looking inside Elena. No one is looking at what surrounds her. Mara arrives on a Thursday. Leonard barely notices. His assistant hired her, someone quiet, experienced, discreet. The previous nanny quit after Elena's second collapse.
Couldn't handle it, she said.
Mara is different. She doesn't ask many questions. Doesn't fuss. Just watches. Listens. She's 32. Grew up in Eastern Europe. Immigrated at 19. Her references are solid but unremarkable. She's worked with difficult children before. Difficult meaning sick, traumatized, medically complex. What Leonard doesn't know, Mara's younger brother had environmental illness. Chronic exposure to mold in their childhood apartment. For years, doctors said it was asthma, anxiety, hypochondria, until someone finally tested the walls. Mara knows what it looks like when a place makes you sick. The way doctors dismiss you. The way adults stop believing you. The way you start thinking maybe you're crazy. She sees it in Elena immediately. The tremor in her hands. The confusion in her eyes. The way she looks at her own home like she doesn't trust it. Mara doesn't say anything yet. She just watches. Because she learned a long time ago, when you're poor, when you're foreign, when you have no power, no one listens until you have proof. So she starts gathering it. Quietly. Carefully. Like evidence at a crime scene. Mara keeps a notebook. Nothing fancy. Just a small spiral pad she keeps in her pocket. She tracks everything. Tuesday, 3:47 p.m., Elena dizzy after bath. Thursday, 6:15 a.m., headache. Drank water from kitchen tap. Saturday, 2:30 p.m., collapse in master bedroom. Preceded by shower. She notices things no one else sees. Elena's episodes cluster. They happen more in certain rooms, the master suite, the kitchen, the upstairs bathroom. Less in the guest wing, the garage outside. They happen after baths. After drinking tap water. After spending time in the main house. They don't happen after bottled water. After time outdoors. After nights when Elena sleeps in the guest house during fumigation. Mara checks the house records. The mansion is 3 years old. Custom everything. Custom plumbing. Custom filtration systems. All cutting edge. All installed by the lowest bidder who could still say luxury. She starts watching the water. It looks clear.
Tastes fine.
The monthly reports say it's safe. But Elena gets sicker every time she drinks it. Mara tries raising it with the estate manager, a man named Garrett who treats staff like furniture. The water is tested monthly, he says without looking up. Could there be something? The water is fine. Focus on your job.
Your job.
Your place. Mara knows that tone. She stops talking. But she doesn't stop watching. Leonard finally notices Mara exists during a dinner he's barely present for. Elena picks at her food. Mara sits nearby, watching. She needs to eat, Leonard says. She says the water tastes funny. Mara replies carefully. Leonard blinks. The water is filtered.
Top of the line.
I know. I just thought. Garrett handles the house systems. If there were a problem, he'd know. Mara nods. Stays quiet. But that night, she finds Garrett in the staff kitchen. I think something's wrong with the plumbing, she says. Garrett looks at her like she suggested the moon is made of cheese. We've had the best engineers. The best systems. Could someone test? Do you have any idea what this house costs? His voice sharpens. We don't have problems here. We have solutions. But Elena has doctors. You're a nanny. Stay in your lane. It's a warning. Mara hears it clearly. She's seen this before. The way power protects itself. The way systems close ranks when questioned. The way people who raise concerns get labeled troublemakers. She could push harder. She could lose her visa.
Her job.
Everything. Or she could stay quiet and watch a child die slowly. It's not really a choice. She just needs proof they can't ignore. And time is running out. The storm hits on a Wednesday night. Rare for Southern California. A real storm, the kind that knocks out power and floods roads. The house loses electricity for 40 minutes. Backup generators kick in, but something in the filtration system shorts. Garrett resets it. All good, he reports. Elena takes a bath that night. Mara doesn't know about the system failure. Doesn't know the water is running unfiltered for the first time in months, pulling straight from pipes that have been leaching heavy metals since installation. She just hears the scream. Elena is on the bathroom floor, seizing. Eyes rolled back. Foam at her mouth. Mara yells for help, already moving. She's seen seizures before.
Knows you don't hold them down. Knows you protect the head.
Turn them on their side. But this is different. Elena isn't breathing right. Her lips are turning blue. Mara makes a decision. She doesn't ask permission. Doesn't wait for Garrett or Leonard or the family doctor who lives 15 minutes away. She scoops Elena up, 60 pounds of limp, trembling child, and runs. Not to the hospital wing downstairs. Outside. Into the storm. Into fresh air. Away from the house. Security tries to stop her. Ma'am, you can't. Call 911. Mara screams. Now. She doesn't stop running. Mara lays Elena on the grass in the rain. The girl is barely conscious. Mara tilts her head, clears her airway. Counts compressions she prays she won't need. Breathe, she whispers. Come on. Breathe.
Elena gaspes. Chokes.
Her eyes flutter. Mara grabs bottled water from her bag. Always carries it now. Paranoid. She wets Elena's lips. Flushes her mouth.
Spit.
Don't swallow. Spit.
Elena obeys weakly.
Security arrives.
Garrett.
Leonard barefoot in pajamas, face white. What the hell are you doing? Garrett shouts. Mara ignores him. Keeps Elena outside. Keeps her away from the house. She stopped breathing. I called 911. You had no authority. She was dying. Leonard drops to his knees beside his daughter.
Elena.
Baby. Can you hear me? Elena's eyes find his.
Confused.
Terrified. The ambulance arrives. Paramedics take over. Mara steps back, soaked, shaking. Garrett grabs her arm. You're fired. Effective immediately. Leonard looks up slowly. Let her go. Sir, she violated. I said let her go. Leonard's voice is ice. She's riding with us. At the hospital, they run toxicology. Not because anyone suspects poisoning. Because Elena's symptoms are so strange, they test everything. The results come back at 3 a.m., and the world cracks open. The doctor's face is pale. Mr. Cross, your daughter has elevated levels of lead and copper in her system. Chronic exposure. Months, possibly years. Leonard stares. That's impossible. The levels are significant. Not acute poisoning, slow accumulation. It explains the neurological symptoms, the memory loss, the seizures. But how? Environmental. She's been exposed repeatedly, likely through water. The words hang in the air. Leonard's mind races.
The house.
The custom plumbing. The filtration system that promised purity. He calls Garrett from the hospital room. Get the water tested. Every tap. Every pipe.
Now.
The results confirm it. The mansion's custom plumbing, installed by contractors who cut corners, used cheaper alloys, bypassed inspections, has been leaching heavy metals since day one. The filtration system masked it, mostly, but never fully. For 3 years, Elena drank poison, bathed in it, breathed vapor from it. And every doctor looked inside her for the answer while she lived inside the source. Leonard sits in the hospital corridor, head in his hands. Mara finds him there at dawn. I'm sorry, he whispers. I didn't listen. I didn't see. You see now, Mara says quietly. You saved her life. After I ignored you. After Garrett. It doesn't matter. It does. Leonard looks at her. Really looks. You knew.
How?
My brother. Different house. Same silence. Leonard nods slowly. He understands now. What it costs to be heard when you have no power. What Mara risked. What she saved. Leonard shuts down the mansion. Not temporarily.
Permanently.
He sues the contractors. Fires Garrett. Brings in independent inspectors who find violations that should have stopped construction before it started. But the real work happens inside him.
Elena recovers slowly.
Chelation therapy. Clean water. Time away from the house. Her memory sharpens. The seizures stop. She starts laughing again, small at first, then bigger. Leonard doesn't go back to the office right away. He sits with his daughter. Reads to her. Listens. He asks Mara to stay. Offers her more money. She refuses. This isn't about money, she says. Then what? I need to know she's safe. That you'll keep watching. I will, Leonard promises. I swear. Mara believes him. Because he's different now. Quieter. Less certain. More awake. He's learned what his money couldn't buy. The ability to see what's right in front of him. 6 months later, Leonard sells the cliffside mansion for parts. He and Elena move into a smaller house. Older. Tested. Safe. It doesn't overlook the ocean. It doesn't make statements. It just keeps his daughter alive. And that's enough. Mara visits sometimes. Elena runs to her. They bake cookies. Mara teaches her recipes from home. Leonard watches from the doorway. He built an empire by seeing patterns. But it took a woman with no degree, no wealth, no power, just eyes and courage, to show him the one that mattered most. The pattern of a child dying. And a father too blinded by success to see. Until he finally did. This is Revenge Unscripted. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.